Reminder, a call to thankfulness.
Amen.
Thankfulness. Can you repeat with me? Thankfulness.
Thankfulness.
It's not an event.
Amen. Amen. It's not an
It's
event.
a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Amen.
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 So, what we have in this nation is that this coming Thursday, they call it Thanksgiving Day. And fortunately or unfortunately, it depends on how you look at it, it's going to be an exciting time for families. And people are going to gather, but they won't give thanks. Right? So that's why I said fortunately or unfortunately. When it first started, it was thankfulness that brought that. They could not imagine, not having sort of a pinnacle for their appreciation of who God is and what He's done in their lives. It wasn't because they were only thankful that day. They were thankful all season, throughout. But they just couldn't imagine not highlighting this excellence of God in their lives. And so they went about to birth this. But many years later, what we now celebrate is turkey. Yeah. Have you not considered how many pounds your turkey will be? So that we prepare, we thank God we have the day off. Actually, we not thank God, we're grateful the employers don't make us work. So we have the day off. So it's people look forward to it. But maybe for the wrong reasons. But for us as Christians, we need to remind ourselves occasions like this.
Amen.
That Thanksgiving is not an event. It's our lifestyle. I'm going to show you how. Giving thanks is part of who we are. It's our new nature. Amen. Let's go to Colossians chapter 3, please. Verse 9. Colossians chapter 3, verse... Okay, now, it says, do not lie to one another since you have... Watch what happens here, okay? Do not lie to one another since you have put off what?
The old man.
Okay, so we have one nature. The old man nature with his deeds. Okay, let's continue. And have put on the new man. Notice that? There's an old man, there's a new man. Okay, who is renewed in knowledge according to the image of him who created him. So we can stop there. Now, now you know there was an old you, there's a new you. The old you is the one we're all trying to run away from. Right? And the new us is the one we're learning to grow into. Okay? So our focus really should be on the new us, to understand the new us. Okay? It's very important. Right? So this is a portrayal. There's a difference in life we used to have and a contrast to the life we now have now. In the new us, if you still find the old you, something is wrong. Then you go to scriptures and deal with it. Okay? So now let's go to verse 15. He says, now, what verse 15 is going to do for you is highlight some of the aspects of your new you. Remember the old you and the new you. Now, verse 15 is highlight some of it for you. Okay? He says, and let the peace of God rule your hearts. Well, new us, peace of God. Peace of God needs to rule our hearts, not peace with God. Peace of God needs to rule our hearts. Okay? To which also you were called in one body. So you have a calling into one body. Alright? You following me so far? Are we together? And be what? Everybody say that last word.
Thankful. And be thankful.
Wait a minute. You sure? Let's say it again. It sounded like only one person said it. You want to say it in any language you want, just say it any way you want. But let's go. Be thankful. Now, you see, thankfulness is part of who? Your new nature.
Amen.
It's not something you try to do. It's something you're becoming. Amen. Thankfulness is part of your new nature. So the reason why we give thanks It's because it's who we are. That's why we're thankful. We give thanks because who we are. So if you don't have thankfulness in your life, there's a dimension of your new life you're not experiencing. And it's for your own detriment if you don't experience it. Or if my thanksgiving is not full, I'm not fully consumed by this reality that I ought to be thankful. That's my new nature. Then there's some aspects of my life that's going to always have lack. Can I go a little deeper? Anything you lack in your new nature will manifest lack in your life. You just know. Yeah. Anything of you that is missing of your new nature, you will experience that lack in your life. If you don't want it, go get what's yours. Amen. Amen. All right, so let's continue. Let's work on definition or describing giving thanks. What is it? First, it's an inward conviction. It's an inward transformation. It's both outwards and inwards, but first it must happen inward. Okay? So, when we speak about thanksgiving, it's like an outward expression of something that's already happened inside. Unless it's fake. You know, people look at it. Man, that thing used to annoy me. Yeah. It's a cultural thing. I'm not going to say which culture does it more. But there's one, I've been part of two cultures. One of them, Oh, good. It's an outward display of an inward conviction of gratitude towards God. Sometimes that outward display could be verbal and it could be non-verbal. That's what Thanksgiving is. Gratitude. I'm just reading out my definition so that we can go. This is how I define gratitude. I call gratitude the fruit of the Spirit, responsible for expressing thoughtful appreciation directed towards God. Gratitude defined as the fruit of the Spirit, capital S, responsible for expressing thoughtful appreciation directed towards God. For things we possess, things we see, things we experience, things we are hoping for, things we believe for, having this disposition towards God of appreciation directed only to Him. This is your new nature. I'm not giving you a definition to write. I'm giving you something so you can meditate and become.
Amen.
Yes. That's why you're listening. You want to become what is of Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
So I have that gratitude is not necessarily expressed because of positive outcomes or expected outcomes. So in the world system, if I'm expecting, say, for example, someone to do me a favor, and they actually do that favor, then I express gratitude towards them. If they don't express that favor, forget the gratitude. Right? That's how the world does it. But God is different. Independent of the outcome of anything, your gratitude towards God doesn't change. It doesn't change. Because you're looking at God beyond what He does, but you're looking at who He is. So when you look at God for who He is, that is sufficient to be grateful, to give Him thanks, not because of anything He does. Now, He's not just God, we know Him as a Father. When you know God as a Father, then you understand that He is a provider, a caretaker, and all those good things. When you think about the goodness of God, if you come to grasp with the goodness of God, there's no way you can't be thankful.